Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion's playing the Binding of Isaac. I can't remember whether it's an Isaac run or a random run, and the rules therefore state that it is a random run. That is my punishment, and thank fucking God we got a non-Samson, non-Eve, non-blue baby character. It's been forever since I played as Kane, and I can always tell it's been forever, because whenever it's been so long, I'm always like, Jesus, Kane is really, really fast. He starts out much faster than Isaac or blue baby or Samson or Eve, I believe. We get Ouija board as our first item here. It's probably a special item. I mean, it's guaranteed to be a special item, is it not? Based on the fact that it's also part of the deal with the devil pool. But anyway, I picked it up early anyway because I haven't like internalized yet that it's important to not pick up special items until the end of the floor. And I'm just kind of hoping that Rebirth comes out before I would internalize it, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. It's a lazy way of playing, I'll admit. But, you know, we've come a long way over this Binding of Isaac series, from holy shit, Northernlion doesn't know what half of the items do, to holy shit, Northernlion picks up special items before the end of the floor. And yet, there's still people who leave comments like, Northernlion, your stupidity is truly dumbfounding. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no pleasing some people, I guess. So yes, I took Ouija board, and maybe I deserve to be damned for it, but that's okay. Let's move on here. You know, this is, episode 9,311, so you should know what you're getting yourself into by now. It's like going to McDonald's, getting a Big Mac, and be like, I didn't know this was beef. Anyway, 100% pure beef is what I meant to say. Thank you to the generous McDonald's Corporation and, you know, benevolent founder Ray Kroc for the generous financial support that they've given me over the course of the Binding of Isaac series. In any case, we are going to be leaving this floor. You know, a little bit of a disappointing first floor, I guess. Ouija board is not truly incredible. We basically got a key in the form of the stars card, so I'm going to use it right away. And we got the D20, so now I'm feeling way more excited about things, because this is one of the very, very rare instances that I actually have to use the D20 effectively. Normally, well, you know, when you consider that half of the runs that I do are with Isaac, that rules out the D20 for most of those right off the bat, because I prefer the D6, I understand the D6, you know, I'm scared of the unknown, so I'm definitely not going to be re-rolling pills. Ooh, okay, telepills kind of sucks, but that's okay. Kind of a big floor here for the cellar, judging by the terminals we've been to so far. But anyway, yeah. So half of the runs, 50% of the runs that I do are just ruled out for the D6, or sorry, the D20 right off that. And then it's like, well, you know, maybe I need an offensive or a defensive item to help me survive, so then the D20 doesn't apply there. But here, we've got a guilt-free D20 opportunity, and really no excuse not to use it, so I'm excited. Maybe we can make some good stuff happen. And you know what? It seems like kind of the perfect storm, because Kane seems like the perfect character to have the D20 with, especially considering, well, mostly exclusively considering that pills have to not be bad. You know, re-rolling single pennies or half hearts I don't need into pills could actually give us a huge benefit, a huge advantage over the course of the game. So what kind of rooms are we looking for? Well, in the future we'll be looking for stuff like arcades to re-roll single pennies. And apart from that, you know, secret rooms can sometimes be valuable. Shoop the Whoop is, you know, it's bad enough that I wouldn't have used it anyway, even if I didn't want the D20, I should say. So I use Shoop the Whoop on this room to just kind of clear it out, and then I'm going to pick up the D20 again. And that could end up, you know, being my death knell for getting a deal with the devil here, because I took damage trying to charge it up like a goddamn fool. In any case, another item that might be really awesome to reroll with the D20 is, you know, the worst parts of Cardboard Box. If we could reroll, you know, the single penny and the half heart and maybe the key or the bomb, and we'll see if the pill's good, and we'll see if the trinket's good, and if they're not, we can just reroll all of them and maybe bang something excellent as a result. So there is a tinted rock here. If we don't take damage against famine, I believe it's still like a 1 in 3, 1 in 4 chance of getting a deal with the devil here, which is, you know, not necessarily anything to set your watch to, but it would be nice. We're gonna get a cube of meat here. If we can get like the ability to fly or something like that, that would be nice. In addition to all the other, you know, great items that are obvious at this point. So sadly, didn't work out. That's okay. We'll keep looking. Now the question becomes, you know, at what point do we reroll something like a secret room? What do we have? Oh, the sun card. Well, you know, the sun card, it's obviously something that we're going to save for later. As awesome as it is, and as awesome as it would be to find the secret room right now, even though we have 0 bombs, so I guess actually it would be worthless. You know, we're not gonna get rid of something that could give us a win, basically, just by virtue of it existing by the end of the game. So we're just going to shoot this fire if possible. This is why I do not like Ouija board. I tolerate spectral tears in the form of Spirit of the Night, because they actually give you something in return. You know, you can fly, but in this, they're just kind of annoying. So honestly, with one bomb, the secret room looks like it's in a terrible, like, it could be anywhere. It's a bit of a crapshoot. So I'm gonna leave, and I'm not gonna use my D20 on this floor. I will blow this up, though. So I may use my D20 on this floor, but probably not. I'll open it. Worth it, I would say. A little bit of a cost-prohibitive trinket, but at least it's a good one. So yeah, a lot of people are going to say you wasted like a D20 charge on that floor. I don't buy that. I would rather save a D20 and use it in like the most effective room, as opposed to using it to reroll like half of a red heart or something like that. You know, I guess technically I did waste it to some extent, because I probably could have gotten an extra charge, but what's my loss for only picking up, or for not rerolling half of a red heart? Could be an HP upgrade pill, could be fucking nothing. So this secret room obviously did not really benefit us too much. We did pick up a key though, which will give us some good stuff. And there's another potentially good room to be having a D20 on, is the mob trap room. Could get a decent amount of consumables there, we'll see. Obviously our item room, which was the razor blade on this floor, is pretty terrible for us. We don't want anything to do with that, really. I'll pick this up just so I can get into the room, and we'll open this up, and it's a pill. So we're definitely not using our D20 to reroll a pill. And so far, the D20's had a little bit of a muted presence, but, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Slow and steady wins the race, and all that other bullshit they tell people who are not necessarily successful at what they're doing to just keep it up, slugger, and eventually it'll pan out as long as you put in consistent effort. That was half facetious, by the way, but in any case, you should be killed, and then one more wave of enemies who hopefully I can poison, thank God. Once you take out one of the enemies, it becomes a lot easier. My range is pretty low here. I'm starting to feel like, you know, this floor is actually an important one for us to bank some items on. I mean, all floors are important to bank items on if possible, but I'm starting to feel a little bit not outmatched, but starting to feel a little outmatched. Alright, so we got a range upgrade. That's nice. I was actually, if I didn't say it, and I apologize for my fugue state-like demeanor here, but if I didn't say it earlier, my range was actually giving me a little bit of a problem there for a second, so I'm happy to get a range upgrade, even though it's probably one of the lesser, like, attribute-based pills. So the shop's an interesting one. My thinking on the shop is that with the D20, fighting greed is actually, like, one of the best possible outcomes we can get from a room. We're not obviously going to be fighting greed over the course of this run. I don't know why I wanted to do my Sylvester Stallone. Let's see what we got down here. I figured we wouldn't find a secret room there, but yeah, okay. I guess it's a good thing that the consumables that are being dropped are good enough that I don't want to reroll them. That being said, I do kind of have an itchy trigger finger right now with respect to this spacebar item. And I would like to use it at some point in the future. Otherwise, why didn't I roll with Shoop de Whoop? Well, because it's bad and may cause me to take more damage, as we saw, than I'd actually give out to enemies. But sure, there's another half red heart. There's 2 keys that I can't use, so rerolling those seems dumb. This is what we're looking for right here. So we will fight our boss, and then this could give us access to enough money to go to the shop as well. Oh, that spirit heart is beautiful. I am gonna ignore that spirit heart for now. Don't think I'll need that spirit heart just to live against Peep, even though it is a champion version. That was really scary. And yeah, we'll use that spirit heart to protect ourselves. Mostly I didn't want to lose the spirit heart, because I can use it to protect myself from the evils of that blood bank once I start gambling a little bit, probably over-aggressively on it. Now, the question is, how do we use that blood bank? Do we use it to give ourselves as much money as possible and then go to the shop, or do we use it to generate as many single pennies as we possibly can and then re-roll them all? And I think the smart money is on... I watched that bullet come in from so far away. I think the smart money is on going to the shop and being like, is there a compass in there? But if I could only choose one, I would probably choose... Ooh, careful. If I could only choose one, I would probably choose just going hard as hell with the D20. Because again, pills, trinkets, more HP to use on the blood bank. You know, instead of single pennies, maybe we end up getting a dime or something as a result. Obviously, if a dime falls on the ground, we would just pick it up. But first, we should go to the shop, and we should just see if there is a... we'll probably end up using those. We'll see if there is a... like a nun's habit. Because if there's a nun's habit, I want to buy it so that in the future, I can... you know, just get as many D20 rolls as is possible. If there's no nun's habit, then we won't worry about it. We'll just go hard on the D6. There's no nun's habit. Book of Revelations is fine. I honestly think we should buy a pill. Ah, fuck. What's our other one? The sun. The sun is way better, obviously. Yeah, so I should have known that that pill was bad, but truth be told, it's not that much of a money waste. It's better to waste 3 cents that we've banked than 3 pennies on the ground, because again, that's our D20, you know, slush fund right there. Okay, so this is an important moment for us. We do have a 1-up, so we could kill ourselves here if we want to. Don't pick up the money. It's second nature for me to pick up the money. Now, there's extra HP all around here, so just hold off, be cool. We could use our sun card for extra HP, but that would be probably the worst decision we could possibly make. Now, I kind of want to go to this room, but I also kind of don't want to get myself killed. We probably won't get killed on this room. That was not me making a funny voice to exaggerate a situation. That was my brain in the middle of a sentence diverting all energy from the speech centers to the dodging centers, which I appreciate because it probably saved me from taking a hit. Alright, so there's another bomb. Because I like want to go into this boss room without picking any of these up. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought there were red hearts here. I'm also going to pick up the shot speed upgrade just to see what the tarot card is in case it's 2 of hearts. It's 2 of clubs. Not really that useful, unfortunately. We could also get the HP, you know, the blood bag here. It's a little unlikely, though. Well, I would say that's pretty much where we use our D20, then. Unless we want to go super crazy and... You know what? Let's go super crazy. Let's lose our spirit heart. We should get red hearts or spirit hearts back from this anyway. It gave us more chances to get the blood bag. And we reroll. Okay, what do we got here? I see some red hearts. I see some money. We're not going to get another reroll, so we're picking everything up. There's a chest. We got another range upgrade. We got another pill. The pill is full health. We got more money than we started with. Do we know this as a sun card? Okay. And we can still gamble on the blood bank a little bit, and we can go back and buy a Book of Revelations if we want to. But we obviously don't want to. But this could make the next shop worthwhile. You never know, right? Don't want to go too hard here, but sure, that'll do. I'm going to blow this up for extra money, hopefully. Or extra... I got extra money, but I wanted extra HP. I'm just taking a quick look at a couple of things here. With 3 bombs, we could potentially find a second secret room, which could be valuable. There's also... There's only really one other possible location for it that I can see, so... If we end up losing this, you know, 1-up, that's okay. It's not great, but it's fine. Not the best blood bank of all time, but I can live with that. We got some good stuff out of it. Pill rotation is looking a little bit sorry so far. I really assumed that would be the second secret room. Maybe I'm missing a location for it, but I don't want to use any more bombs to gamble. We're going to Catacombs or Caves 2 next, which I think gives us a very good arcade chance. Alright. And it would be awesome if we could snag more HP and more damage at some point, but... Womp womp. I really should have used 2 of clubs earlier, but I did not realize that, or I did not remember, I guess I should say, that it was in there. Curse of Darkness. So, it's an interesting room here. We're in an interesting situation on this floor in general, because if we get hit, we're going to die. Right now. But, again, we have that 1-up backing us up, which is an important part of the puzzle that we've got going on right now. There we go. And we gotta save the consumables that we don't necessarily want. I think we pick up that penny instead. No reason to use the D20 on that room. I mean, if we end up... Wow, I can't believe I dodged that. Not because it's a difficult room here, but because I set myself up so poorly. But anyway, if we end up augmenting our D6 in any way, D20, I should say, in any way. Then I will start using the rerolls a little bit more prodigiously on things other than arcades and secret rooms. But as it is right now, you know, we only get like 1 reroll every 6 rooms, so I feel like I've got to be pretty cautious about them. I got stuck on a rock. Yep, that was not a surprise. That was not a surprise at all. There's a dime on the ground. I will pick that up. Now we have enough money to feel good about rerolling all secret rooms for the rest of the game. Red hearts, red hearts. Another dime. Okay. Kind of crazy. Oh, man. SMB Superfan. So good. So our speed's going to go down a little bit, but all other stats are going to go up. And it gave us a little bit of, you know, a lifeblood here with respect to our HP, so I feel great about that. Okay, this is better. Start working our way out here. There is an arcade. That's the room we're hoping for. And we're gonna wait until we get enough red hearts here. But we can really do some damage with the D20 on the arcade if we gamble like crazy. And, you know, we will gamble like crazy because... At least until we become too strong. And then I can have a justification for not gambling so much. But, you know, let's get some tears upgrades or some HP upgrades or something. Or at least some pills that are not just telepills and, you know, range up. Those would be very beneficial for me. Are we going to fight the boss like this? Like, I really don't want to. So here's what I'm thinking. We go up here to our arcade. Let's stay at 1 red heart for now. And we're going to gamble. And when they give us something we want, we're going to pick it up. So bombs, keys, obviously red hearts. When they give us something we don't want, like single pennies, pills obviously we want. Well, maybe not. Thank you for not blowing up. Oh, you blew me up. Thank you. When it gives me something I don't want, like those single pennies, well, that will go into the reroll fund, which we will draw from at a later date. I still feel like it's good to pick up these keys. Oh, fuck. It's funny how far we've come in Isaac that the dollar bill is actually considered a negative now, but it is. We'll reroll telepills, by the way. That should be pretty obvious. Careful. I'm trying not to pick up any money that is not absolutely necessary. We could get multiple rerolls here, and maybe this would benefit us, but I like the idea of rerolling it all at once. At this point, those keys are in no man's land as far as I'm concerned. Oh, there's Fly Love, so we'll pick that up. Lovely. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. Play this once, maybe we'll get super lucky. No. And we'll reroll all these, so we get some red hearts back, we get some bombs. Can leave those single pennies on the ground. We got 2 of diamonds, which is hilariously worthless, but we'll leave it on the ground because we can reroll it later. I'll pick up the key and the bomb, sure. And we'll come back here at some point, and we'll try to reroll again. And play the blood bank a little bit more prodigiously, because for now, we haven't really had that opportunity. Weird run with respect to the D20 so far. Luckily here we are just going up against, you know, ye old Gertie. Proprietor of many of the oldest tricks in the book. And, you know, some of the earliest tricks I ever learned in the Binding of Isaac were how to deal with Gertie, because Gertie ended like 5 of my runs in a row once. You know, we've come a long way, and that's why I don't get too angry anymore when people are like, you know, nitpicking about things like special items. I remember, you know, it wasn't that long ago that Gertie was, oh, fucking Christ. Gertie was the one that was doing all the damage to me. Now, admittedly, I should not be taking damage against Gertie at all at this point, but it is a little bit, not unpredictable necessarily, but this is the hardest layout for fighting Gertie on because of those rocks, like down at the bottom there. Really kind of neuters you from a dodging standpoint from doing what I normally like to do here, which is kind of skirt along the bottom to do the longest, you know, possible dodge. Anyway, we made it. I could really use more of almost every stat. Squeezy helps out an enormous deal, actually. Extra tears, good. But the spirit hearts back me up as well. And we'll gamble a little bit on that blood bank, hopefully get that HP plus speed upgrade. Work with me here. Work with me. I definitely don't need pennies anymore, that's for sure. I don't even want that nickel anymore, to be honest with you. And we'll leave. But we're building up a nice little reroll cache there. I hope that our shop... Well, first off, I hope there's 5 rooms of enemies left. Then I hope that our shop contains like a nun's habit or something so we can use D20 even more reliably at our blood banks. After that, I don't really care, but we'll see. Truth be told, if the shop has nearly anything useful in it, it's going to be worth going for. Because we have so much money that it would be stupid not to, unless we find money equals power at some point. Great dodges so far. I'm very proud of myself, as you can probably guess. We will pick that up just because we're never going to reroll a single penny at this point. And there's... oh, we still have a little bit more here. It's not quite a dead end yet. I can't believe I didn't get hit. Thank you. Thank me for being an idiot. And let's see if we fight greed. If we fight greed, our chances of getting a reroll go way up. But I'd rather just get the item, as you might expect. I am not very happy with myself right now. Okay. That tinted rock could be beneficial. Could be. It will be beneficial. In one way or the other, man. Even a golden chest would be amazing right now. Come on. Come on. Yep. Okay, yeah, absolutely fine. Gave us a key and a red heart. We have a golden key, so we didn't lose one in the process. Had to happen. And we're not quite gonna get to that reroll level we wanted to, but at least we're gonna kill greed, which probably gives us a good chance of having a decent shop next time. Why even bother picking it up, right? And this sun card is still super valuable. I'm trying to see like where the secret room could possibly be, but there's so many options here. We have a decent number of bombs, so, you know, this gives us a red heart. I figured we'd try both sides. Hey, we found a second secret room. Oh, that is glorious. Okay. So that's, we're gonna go, okay, we can go back there many times to get red hearts. At least a few times to get red hearts. And presumably, we might be able to scam this for a chance at getting that blood bag. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we don't even need to go back to the room. That's a big get for us. Really frustrating that I can't use my D20 once more. But shit happens. I'm content with that floor anyway. And it's down to the next one. Let's take a sip of this coffee, shall we? So that's horrible, obviously. Necropolis XL is never where you want to be. If anyone tells you that's where the... Oh, I'm really looking forward to the Necropolis XL. They're lying! I never hit you! Now, we have Fly Love. So this room is mostly just a nuisance because these, you know, Jerry Curl dudes here just keep spawning enemies that can't do any damage to me. The bomb flies can, but, yeah, it's like having the Duke of Flies, but the Duke of Flies is, like, totally passive. Nah, poison should do it eventually, yeah. Okay, we can't fly yet. I don't know why I thought I could fly there. Stand back. Just get like one poison shot in here would mean the world. Truth be told, we should be strong enough to handle what we're facing on this floor. But, you know. I did it. There you go. I assumed that this is a big floor. I want to use my reroll at least a few times. And I doubt we're going to come across an arcade right off the bat. We might not come across an arcade at all, but we might come across an arcade. But we'll see. Anyway, let's put this bomb down here. Good. We could use some of these. This run overall is not very good right now. I shouldn't need to tell you that probably, but in case you're looking at this and being like, oh, this is sorted, we really haven't gotten much in the way of, you know, functional offensive upgrades. SMB Superfan accepted. A lot of the other stuff that we've gotten has not really helped us a lot. And of course, the one time I don't want to find an arcade right away, we found an arcade right away. Mind you, it's a good thing, because we will be able to make good use of our D20. It's just, you know, kind of unfortunate that I used my D20 in a bit of an inopportune situation. Probably have used it exactly in the wrong moment a couple of times on this video so far. But that's to be expected, you know? You gotta learn a little bit. You live, you learn. It's like that Alanis Morissette song. Ironic. Oh, careful. Okay. Good, good, good. This is our last wave of enemies. And we could really use a little bit too many Jim Carrey references here. What can I say? You know, Canada's comedy god. Oh, another key. Yeah, we're gonna go to this curse room right away. But I could really use some more damage, tears, etc., etc. I can't believe that all of our pills so far have been, like, range upgrades telepills. That's not great. Lucky me. And, well, Okay, that's nice. That actually is good. Glad to know that's in the rotation. So, we have an interesting situation here. And by interesting, I mean, like, really, really exciting. Fortune Teller means tarot cards, means spirit hearts, you know, stuff along those lines. But it also means, you know, bad trinkets, stuff we don't necessarily want, which is great because we can reroll the crap out of it with the D20. The Fool card. Actually a pretty good card to have if we know that we're going to live through that mom fight. We can use that to possibly snag a deal with the devil. So I'm going a little hard here. I really don't want to lose this Sun card. That's the important part. But I will, if it... Wow, okay. I should have kept one of those alive, obviously. I will lose the Sun card if it lets me get a crazy good reroll here. Is it worth it? We could probably exchange the Sun card elsewhere and kind of launder it away, if you know what I mean. Or we could just not use the Fool card and take the Sun card with us. Yeah, you know, it's probably actually substantially better for us to take the Sun card out and reroll the Fool card. The Sun card is worth way more than like a 12% chance of getting a deal with the devil. So we got the Crystal Ball, and, you know, there's probably a very good case... Excuse me? I need to get the D20 back. There's probably a very good case to be made for the fact that, you know, the Crystal Ball is an item that we can take with us for the remainder of the game and give us a pretty good chance of success overall. But we used it fairly recently, so I'm gonna commit to this D20 nonsense. And we got shops and item rooms. Let's make our way around here. It's gonna be a little bit of a long run because we're not really dealing that much damage, which it's the norm for a situation like that. And there's gonna... Oh, I hate the... Why do I hate this room? The fucking knockback is crazy. The greed heads can knock back gluttony just by bumping into it, thereby making that first shot super unpredictable. Alright, well, we don't want Isaac's head, but that's okay. Again, there will be an awful lot of backtracking here, I'm assuming. Our range is, you know, incalculable at this point. And this room is, you know, super easy. I just kind of don't want to deal with it because it's annoying at this point. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Get a chain reaction. Probably won't get a second one, but the amount of flies this person is summoning may make that a plausibility. Although, you know, you don't really get a chain reaction with your, you know, red laser bullet flies. Like, do some poison damage. Thank you. And a key. We're still picking up keys because golden chests are so valuable. Can be so valuable, I guess. And the bean. Terrible. A pretty terrible item, honestly. So we will get our reroll, and then we'll head back into that, the Lion's Den there in that arcade. And we're really hoping to get a lot of really, really good stuff, you know. Great tarot cards, great trinkets, etc. We've got a lot of rooms left on this floor as well. This is not going to be your quick, you know, Necropolis run. So what I'm trying to do on these guys now, and it's a ballsy decision that could possibly backfire like crazy, is walk in and then hit them a little bit with the cube of meat, and then walk away when the bomb fly actually gets summoned, because that'll take them out a little bit faster. It puts me in harm's way more often, but that's okay. I can deal with it. Okay. So here's our rerolls. Alrighty. We want this. We want this. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff right there. So we know there's one of those in our rotation. We want the bomb. We want the spirit heart. Our pills, range up. We don't want that. Balls of steel, we'll take that. So we also want this red heart if we can get to it. Oh, man, there's an eternal heart there. Okay, so there's another red heart. I'm going to have to pick up a little bit of money. Yeah, to get that one, but that's okay. Alright, so that eternal heart we'll pick up before we finish the... or before we reroll it the next time. But we do have to keep in mind that in picking it up, we can't gamble on the blood bank anymore. But turns out that's actually totally okay, because we're not going to be able to gamble on the blood bank anymore anyway. So just leave. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we'll pick up that eternal heart when our next D6 charge comes. And that could end up being an incredibly useful arcade for us. So we picked up a little bit of extra HP there. We got an HP upgrade. We got some spirit hearts to back us up, and we have way more pennies on the ground now to reroll for next time. So I'm clearing off... You know what? We should head to the arcade, or sorry, the item room on the other side of the map first, and get to the shop. It's not like we can reroll those items, because we don't have the D6. We have the D20, of course, but We might as well at least see them, because they might give me a crazy good item, which would give me a much better chance of making it through a room like this one, for example, without getting hit twice, which makes me feel very bad about myself. So we'll try to leave as many of those pennies on the ground as possible, because that might be our next reroll target. We still have to go to our secret room, which I haven't gone to, specifically because I, you know, didn't want a competing reroll target for the arcade. Come on, land some poison shots. There we go. I could use bombs here. We shouldn't have to. Our speed is basically default. We got a speed upgrade and a downgrade. The downgrade was SMB Superfan, and the upgrade was Bloodbag. But, yeah, you know, not crazy fast. And that's okay. Back it up a little here. Pretty good. Chubb, you know, not dying instantaneously, but he's not going to live forever. Who wants to anyway? Seriously. Oh, God, the room is trying to break in. All right. So we've got many more rooms to go before we actually end up, getting our charge back. But this charge is going to be important. Very, very important, I think. Attack Fly. Attack Fly is fucking fine. You know, we get it a lot. It's not the best item in the world, of course, but it's okay. I think I always have, like, exactly the same thing to say about Attack Fly, which is that, you know, it's not a game winner, but it can help you, and sometimes you don't even notice when it's doing it. It's also, you know, pretty helpful on rooms like this, where I was mentioning, like, I was using Cube of Meat to hit these enemies and get them down faster, but now I don't have to use Cube of Meat. Instead, I can use Attack Fly, which is, you know, much better because I don't actually have to be super close, which helps me out a great deal. So we'll just keep this up, and is it just me, or does it seem like we've got kind of like a disproportionate amount of these enemies spawning versus the average? And that's okay. You know, I was shit-talking Fly Love earlier, but it's helped me out a lot. Who am I to guess that there would be, you know, 70 rooms full of those dickwads, though? Alright. Now, we have one more reroll here. Gotta pick up the Eternal Heart first. That's the important part of this transaction. And, you know, for having the D20 and a decent amount of reroll opportunities, we're surprisingly having to, you know, scrimp and save a little bit here. So we want to pick up 1 penny exclusively. Well, we'd rather pick up 0, but I wanted to make it easily out of this room. And it's such a big fucking floor. I'm gonna take a second to drink some coffee. It really is a huge floor here, so, you know, we've got a lot of time still ahead of us, if we want to. So, what do we pick up this time? Well, that was an accident. There's a pill. It's range up, which I really don't want. The bombs, I would take. And are we going to be able to get more rerolls? We absolutely will. So what I'm thinking then is we pick up these red hearts. Oh, no, we can't use that anymore. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's just leave then. I might as well take this range upgrade pill, I guess. But yeah, what's done is done. Because now that I have this Eternal Heart, I can't play the IV bag anymore. What I was thinking is I would just play the IV bag with those red hearts, get as many pennies as is humanly possible, and then, you know, Bob's your uncle, we're in a good place, right? But it's not really the smartest play right now, I'd say. In my opinion, at least. Well, if we're gonna have to... Like, we have other rooms that we could use rerolls on, of course. If we're gonna have to get a charge, we might as well come up here before going to the shop. Bob's Rotten Head is really bad, but maybe we can find second secret room? Seemed pretty unlikely, but, you know, that's what you do when you get Bob's Rotten Head in a secret room. You give it the old college try. Alright, let's get, we might actually only have one more reroll on this entire floor, so let's get it. Maybe it's not going to take as long as I thought. If all these rooms actually had enemies in it, it would take a while, but that's okay. The other kind of unsung benefit, and I haven't talked about it yet, because I hadn't thought about it yet, but many of you may have noticed, is, you know, this HP that we're stacking up, we're not always filling it up, you know? We got that HP upgrade pill, and then we didn't manage to fill it. We get this Eternal Heart, but that's not going to help us out that much. We're still going to be very low on health, but, you know, in a way, it's kind of like future planning. We have this 1-up, so when we use this 1-up, these will all automatically be filled. And you don't, you know, deliberately use your 1-up, of course, most of the time at least. So, yeah, I'm thinking that, if nothing else, maybe we're not going to be able to use these heart containers that I'm getting on this first life, but it's making our second life that much easier, so I'm stoked about that. That was a really good use of attack fly there. Still taking way more damage than I'm comfortable with. But, you know, shit happens. So there's one room down here where I would use my reroll. It's not this one, obviously. We need these next 2 rooms or the shop. Actually, no. We're going to get another reroll charge for sure. And I say that. This is the room. I say that because there's at least one boss. So as long as one of these rooms has enemies in it, and this one does, then we're not going to have any problems getting another D6 charge. Okay. So, you know, again, what the D20, a little bit of a sore spot for me, does is it makes it very hard to tell what you got on a floor. We got one shitty item in our item room, but then we also got attack fly, which is, you know, less shitty. Thank God there were not very many of these rooms. Now, I'm secularly praying here, not to bring religion into this at all, but I really just don't want to get hit anymore so I can keep this Eternal Heart alive. Work with me, please. Okay, this could be great, actually. Don't drop the Steam Sale. Drop, like, 8 pennies on the ground, and then I'll just reroll you, and we can fucking leave. No map, no compass coming, but that's okay. Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Okay, well, we'll pick this up, and we'll work our way back. We've really got to try not to get hit against Mom and whatever boss comes prior to Mom. That's okay, though. Let's do it. I would really welcome a Spirit Heart from this room. Well, we got a golden chest. That could be similar. Sure. Well, that gave me a lot of money I can't possibly use. There's no point in getting more bombs and keys at this point. Shit, well, let's not get hit then, shall we? I don't think we're fucked, but I don't think we're in a great position. Again, Crystal Ball might now be the best play. Yeah, like, Crystal Ball might be super the best play. So maybe we will take Crystal Ball with us, all things considered. Might be one of the items that actually gives me a chance of success. Oh, you do create troll bombs. I was going to ask that question. But we got a Spirit Heart back, and that's incredibly useful for me. Alright, so War shouldn't be so bad. It's also a super slow version of War, so yeah, we shouldn't have to deal with too much bullshit. Not as slow as I thought, actually. But we shouldn't have to deal with hits coming in from this stage of the fight, so that's a good thing for us. And we'll just get a 2nd level cube of meat. That's a little bit of extra damage on a technical level. Good. And some red hearts. Now, do we fight Mom or do we go get Crystal Ball? At this point, I think the D20's kind of run its course. Let's get the Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball. Played Batman, you know. And we'll, yeah, we'll try that out. D20, how did it work for me? Well, it gave me some extra HP over the course of the run. It gave me an incredible amount of range. So if nothing else, thank you enormously for that. But apart from that, I would say that given our wonderful opportunities here, it was kind of a little bit of a disappointing D20 showing. Now, Crystal Ball is not going to be amazing because we lack 9-volt, we lack battery, we lack Nun's Habit, etc. But once every 6 rooms, we'll get a Spirit Heart or a Tarot card and an ability to see where we're going, which, if we plan accordingly, can really shorten those late-game floors for us. And you know, we are in the midst of a little bit of a miniature streak here, and I apologize for mentioning it, and in the eyes of many of you, probably jinxing it as a result, but I don't know why. It feels like Secret Room's gonna be here. 2nd Secret Room. Alright. It could literally be on the eastern side of, like, every single one of these rooms. I figured it was worth checking. Dude just drove by on a motorcycle. He's so cool. Anyway. Now, we're just gonna... We should be fine to keep this Eternal Heart alive, and that's a good first step. I'm concerned about our streak here, but at the same time, I actually think that, in a weird way, I'm kind of underrating how powerful we are right now, and we're not offensively powerful very much at all. You know, more than default, and more than we've been on some runs, but certainly I've been worse off, but I've also been much, much better off. Probably on average, I'm better off. But it's the 1-up combined with this Sun card that really makes me feel like we've got a better chance than I'm kind of weighing it down to right now. Because we effectively have 2 1-ups, And they're big ones, too. It's not like we're getting 1-ups and then having, like, 1 extra HP to roll with. We've got 1-ups with, like, 8 HP, 7 HP. Now 8. Yeah, with this Eternal Heart. So we lost Pinky Eye. That hurts a little bit, but it's down to the next floor. So, because this is not an XL floor, the way that we'll probably try to handle this one, and, you know, I mentioned this on a recent run where we had the Crystal Ball, and it's kind of a... not a contentious subject, but it's something you have to think about when you're using the Crystal Ball is how much do you weight the potential Spirit Heart gain versus the potential, you know, Map and Compass gain. And I really, really, really desire both. But the Map and Compass gain, I think, is a little bit more important for me right now. So my thinking is that, if possible, save the, oh, fuck me. Save the, usage of it until the, until we beat the boss on this floor and get to the next floor. I would say, you know, no deals with the devil is looking pretty probable right now. Oh, thank God for that. The exception to this is if we, like, go 2 more rooms or something and we reach a dead end, then it's gonna be pretty clear that either we're gonna go 6 more rooms without fighting the boss, it's like Groundhog Day, right? Or we're going to, we're gonna get a Crystal Ball charge, like, pretty soon into the next floor. Yeah, that was bad dodging on my part. Admittedly, I really, really, really want to get more damage somehow, and there's, you know, it's getting late enough in the game that I'm not very picky at all about how to get it, but it's just a little slow here. So I'm gonna not use this for a second. Let's use it. Okay, it was the right decision, because we're gonna get another charge by the time we get down there anyway, and we'll end up saving that charge probably. Again, it's contentious, and I know the points of both sides. I know there's gonna be people in the comments trying to explain it to me like, well, you know, would you rather get a Spirit Heart and then go 3 rooms on the next level? Like, that seems a lot better, and then you might even be going in the right direction, so you don't want to miss out on those Spirit Hearts. I understand that math, but I don't know if it's necessarily unassailable from a logic standpoint, and I'm gonna roll with my own experimental viewpoint here and see if this works. We should definitely check out the secret room here. But we're gonna hold off for a momentarily. Raw liver, oh man, I was just thinking about like stuff that we could find in this secret room. Raw liver would be definitely up there. I would definitely enjoy seeing raw liver. Nope. Could gamble on it, and you know, it's probably the quote-unquote, ruined my half-heart interval, the quote-unquote best play, but I don't always play the best play. I play my best play, which is completely subjective and oftentimes based on hunches, but occasionally, due to the way that standard deviation works, can give me an awful lot of success. And more keys? I mean, at this point, Guppy's tail would be amazing, but, you know, let's not get too attached to that idea. No deal with the devil items, except Ouija board, I guess. It's actually like a pretty surprising run. You normally get at least 1 offer over the course of a run. Or, like, if you don't get any deals with the devil, you get, like, a deal with the angel at some point. The game usually throws you a bone somewhere. And we have not had a bone thrown to us here. Now I know how your mama feels. Remember that TV show on MTV, Yo Mama, where people would just trade insults with one another? Again, you know, I was a teen back in the, you know, early to mid 2000s, you know, like 2004. Don't let anybody who's my age, who's like 25, be like, ugh, kids these days. Because when I was that age, everything was about making other people feel bad in public. There was the Yo Mama TV show where you're gonna insult people, right? And be like, your mother's really, really fat. She's gonna die before the average life expectancy for an American female. Oh, right? And then there was like, You Got Served. It was really popular. And it's like, what's that about? Making people feel really bad about, you know, because they don't dance as well as you. And then there were, you know, freestyle rap battles. And freestyle rap battles were all about just insulting other people, but it's clever because it rhymes, right? So my generation was all about, at least when we were that age, was all about making other people feel terrible. So yeah, whenever, you feel free to link this video to somebody when they say, hey, oh, kids these days listen to the old Justin Bieber, and what's the deal with, I don't even know what kids are into these days. Well, kids with their Skylanders and their fucking, I don't know, they really like National Football League. And anyway, what I'm getting at is all generations are full of bullshit. And I'm not saying my generation is particularly bad. You know, there are... Every generation has shit like that, that's what I'm trying to say. And then every generation eventually goes through that process of being like, other generations, blah, blah, isn't it? Kids looking at their cell phones on the bus. We never had technology when we were growing up. It's not like everyone buried their head in a book when they were on the train because they didn't want to talk to these fucking crazy strangers. I just hate that shit. Like, and I've just talked about, oh, that's really nice, actually, that we can see where we're going. I just talked about how, you know, I hate people that are my age, you know, relatively young adults, talking down to the younger generation. But I also hate when other older generations talk down in general. It's just a shitty thing to do when people are like, you know, oh, you know, it's such a shame how technology is like driving us apart these days. Like, look, everybody at the bus stop is on their cell phone instead of having like small talk with the people around them. And I'm like, I've been around the elderly and the middle-aged a lot in my life because you can't avoid it. And, you know, I've heard these conversations. It's like, hey, Dick. Hey, Gary. Some weather we're having, eh? Yeah, some weather. And meanwhile, these people are reading their fucking cell phones. I mean, human interaction is nice, I'll admit, you know. When biologically necessary, it's nice. But these people are reading their cell phones. They're reading, like, tomes of knowledge, right? The sum total of all of humanity's scientific, literary, socially scientific, or just plain, you know, intellectual or funny articles, etc., etc. And then these people are saying like, oh, people should be getting in touch with one another, talking about the rain more. This isn't a Farmer's Almanac type situation. You know, I'm not a legume farmer in the Dust Bowl. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to have a conversation? Like, are you more interesting than Leo Tolstoy, one of the most, you know, famous writers of all time? That's not me being totally snobby, by the way. I've never read any Tolstoy. I prefer to say willfully ignorant. Anyway. Yes, excuse me, I was just reading War and Peace. Would you like to have a conversation at the bus stop? I actually like that technology is so widespread now, because now when I'm at the bus stop and somebody tries to have a conversation with me out of the blue and they're just a stranger, I know that they're fucking crazy. Or the odds of them being, and I'm not trying to stigmatize mental illness or anything like that, but I know the odds of them, you know, not necessarily just wanting to have a conversation, maybe there's some, you know, ulterior motive, is definitely, has a higher percentage chance of being there. Like, I was at the bus stop and I was reading my cell phone the other day, and again, this is not me making fun of the mentally ill. This is a person that appeared to be totally cogent and sane on the outside, came up to me and she pointed at my wedding ring and was like, I like that. And this is where things start to go, you know, south here. And I was like, oh, yeah? And she's like, are you married? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like 60 or 70. So I'm not saying she wasn't hitting on me, because obviously who wouldn't want a piece of this? But anyway, and then she's like, are you gay married or straight married? And I was like, straight married. And then she said, oh, I'm surprised. And I was like, first off, is it okay for me to be offended by that? Like, because if I'm offended by that, does that make my reaction to that offensive to, you know, gay people? I don't know. But in any case, I wasn't offended. I was more like, wow, okay, weird comment. And she's like, oh, I'm glad though, like, I like straight people more. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I don't necessarily agree, but I respect your liberty to say it. And then, you know, people, that's the thing, man. That's why people bury themselves in cell phones, is because we don't want to talk at the bus stop, because I'm going home, right? I just want to get home and not be assaulted. I don't want to be talked to, I don't want to be robbed, and that's it. I just want to carry my groceries, right? Technology is so good because it gives you a very convenient excuse to not be harassed by people who are certifiably fucking annoying, is what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, there's my extended anecdote. Basically, don't let anybody talk. If you're doing something shitty and somebody says like, hey, don't do that shitty thing, they're in the right. Don't do that shitty thing. But if you're doing something shitty and somebody says, or not even shitty, if you're doing something, anything, and then somebody says, oh, that's the problem with kids these days, no matter what you were doing, unless you were actually physically murdering someone with your bare hands, you got an automatic free pass to be in the right. Because instead of saying, hey, this person's an asshole, they said, hey, all people born after this arbitrary date are assholes, and that makes them the asshole. Boom. The end. Anyway, if you are murdering someone or committing some kind of, you know, physical crime or any kind of crime, really, that takes it back. But, you know, if you accidentally cut in line, or, you know, your music's unfortunately slightly too loud on the subway or something like that. Oh, the onk is so good. and then somebody says like, oh, well, that's the problem with kids these days. Congratulations, you can do whatever. You got a fucking blank check. You got a double Ashley Judd style double Jeopardy freedom clause to do whatever and be in the right because that person is a dick and they open their mouth and let everyone know that they were a dick, even if people agree with them in public. Anyway, let's finish this Binding of Isaac run. We're about to fight Isaac. It's an interesting situation, isn't it? So we have the 1-up. Oh, careful. And this creates kind of a weird net of, or web of choices here for us. I think the way that I will choose to use my Sun card, given that we have the 1-up, is that I will try to use it to beat Isaac. So if I get low on health here, we'll try to beat Isaac. What is this pill? Oh, shit. If we get low on health, we'll use the Sun card to try to beat Isaac. Why? You might be saying, why not wait for the 1-up? You'll have more health. True, but it'll be a full health interval, and I'd rather have my permanent Polaroid invincibility, then pop the Sun card and go for it. And then we would still, in all likelihood, have a free life and the Ankh on the next floor. That's my reasoning. Let's give it a try. So, I'm expecting that this is going to be problematic. We have a pretty high rate of fire, fairly poor damage. And, you know, I'm historically not the world's best dodger on this fight. That's okay. We can get hit, like, a lot. I don't want to try to run the math right now because that's going to distract me from ineffectively dodging here. But yeah, we can get hit many times, and we may be pushed to our limits here, but the reason I want to kind of pull out all the stops for Isaac is, you know, for reasoning that I've brought up many times before in the past. I think it's better to give all you've got on Isaac. Man, this might actually be problematic. It's better to give all you've got on Isaac, and then you could stand a chance of getting carried into the, after the chest, basically. And really, all we have to do is be at, you know, get Isaac down below half before we use this Sun card, and then it's been a decision that will statistically work out for us. I want to save some bombs if possible, but yeah, okay, so we're gonna win here. And if we don't use the Sun card, that's even better. That should be obvious, but yeah, if we don't use the Sun card, that's a very positive thing for us. If we do use the Sun card, well, I budgeted for it. So, I'm okay with that as well. Now, just hang back. Oh, that was not very good. And now this is the danger zone. Because I'm starting to get attached to the idea of not using the Sun card, which will probably lead to me having a chance of possibly getting myself killed by being a little bit overly aggressive. Yes, so we are going to pop the Sun card right now. We'll finish the fight with full health in the Spirit Heart. That went fine. Down to the next floor. These are important moments. Quad shot, yes. Unless we get, like, Mom's knife here, in which case I'll still probably pick it up. Oh, man, okay, this is pretty good. So, you know, Telepathy for Dummies, obviously terrible, but Quad Shot, Spelunker's had less so, but Quad Shot and Skinny Odd Mushroom, great choices for us. Now, we're not carried, but we did get some good items. If we're considering Quad Shot a carry item now, we've got to really revise the definition. Quad Shot plus some other items, like plus good damage, is really, really nice, but Quad Shot's basically our fucking, you know, golden goose right now. With only one bomb, I think it might be best to use it on the secret room. We'll see. We're gonna get the map plus compass effect in just a second from Crystal Ball. Good. Hanged Man. Not really worth too much. Maybe we'll use it to go to the regular secret room instead. I'm trying to think of like what would be more beneficial. Because an Eternal Heart is not really worth all that much. What we would really want out of like a second secret room is a slot machine fortune teller. Particularly fortune teller. But we can just get a fortune teller from a regular secret room as well, and I'm not sure it's any less likely. It might be, but I'm not sure. Whereas with our regular secret room, we could also get like a raw liver or something like that, or, you know, I don't know, fetus items. So, weirdly enough, this has been a crazy long run. I think it's fine, though. I think we're gonna win. I think we have a good chance of winning. It depends how our rooms shake out, but if we end up fighting a couple of those mini-boss rooms that have Sloth in them, we'll get a tarot card, 2 tarot cards, and they could be beneficial. More golden chests, the better as well, of course. Yes, thank you. Triple Loki taking forever, obviously, but one of these days he will decease. There we go. This room is essentially more or less meaningless. So where is that famine gonna pop out of? There he is. He's just, you know, coming. Oh, Jesus Christ. What have I done? I love knockback in this game, because not only is it, like, bad, but also sometimes it can completely break the enemies, making them much more difficult to actually attack. As far as, you know, boss rooms go at this point of the game, though, this is the easiest. So I can't complain too much. We're not going to go to this... no, we're not going to... yeah, we are. We are going to go to the secret room right away. I almost hope it's greed. It's not. I was hoping that maybe there'd be a slot machine so we can get some money and then bomb our way around this room, but truth be told, this room doesn't look so bad either. And what am... well, there's our first damage in a little while. What am I really looking for on this floor? Good pill. Good tarot card. One good pill, one good tarot card. I'm not even going to say it saves the day, because we might not need it, but it would be a nice fucking, you know, fail-safe in case something goes terribly wrong in the near future. Good, okay. Well, this is the second easiest of all of the possible, you know, Horsemen of the Apocalypse rooms that we have here. No reason to kill, War first, because, yes, those bombs will help us kill Famine. Good, 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 good. Alright, these bombs are very easy to avoid. Oh, we found the secret room. Great. Bring it on, mother... oh, don't do that. That's actually a little harder to dodge. There we go. And we've got the speed necessary to get away, so we should be fine. Truth be told, and, you know, I don't want to jinx myself here, it's been a pretty easy chest. And good. We don't need that, but we can use that to get ourselves a half-heart interval, which is more beneficial than the full amount of health we have right now. But we'll save it for later. Be cool for now. So far, so good. Alright, War, let's do this. That was a little frightening. And the real question is, you know, I think I even mentioned this in the last episode. You know, there's... oh, that was not necessarily bad, because we can just get to the half-heart interval now. There's runs where you're better at the rooms leading up to the final bosses, and worse at the ones that come after. This is one of the ones that, well, the ones that come after, meaning the final boss, aka... oh, snap, that's it, we win. This is one of the runs where I'm way better at the rooms leading up to the final boss than I am at the final boss itself. But we'll also have... really smart with these poops. We'll also have another Spirit Heart or Tarot card or Pill or something along those lines, by virtue of the fact that the Crystal Ball is about to be recharged. So we'll kill these guys. The knockback's keeping them a good distance away, thankfully. And, oh, we got another Spirit Heart, and we got 2 Spirit Hearts. Yeah, this is done. We've won. We worked for it, but we won. Alright, so just hold the button down here. Dodge out of the way whenever appropriate. And, you know, again, we didn't get carried on the chest by items. Skinny Odd Mushroom and Quad Shot are nice, but certainly, you know, it's no Mom's Knife Polyphemus or anything like that. But those consumables were really helpful. And hold the phone, because I'm actually taking a pretty decent amount of damage. Mind you, this full health card should, or full health pill should be able to keep me afloat here. Yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. Again, if we can avoid using the full health card until we've at least gotten halfway through Blue Baby's health, that's where we want to be. And that should be the case. We'll have a little bit of Polaroid invincibility at the end of it. Lots of shots coming in. There is still the chance we could lose this. I think it's a low percentage, though. Jesus, there's a lot of shots that he's summoning, though. So I'm trying to stay, like, relatively close to, like, attack fly range. So obviously we're going to use full health here in just a second. Yeah. And we got about 80% of the way through his health, I would say. And if we just keep it moving, we shouldn't have any trouble. We really should not. But there's a lot of things on the screen right now. It's a little bit overwhelming. Those are some clutch dodges in the middle there. All right, we've won. I didn't mean to play up the drama by accident. I was just generally, you know, confused about where we would fall. But we did it. And that was a little bit of a tough run, but we made it work. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. The streak part 3 continues. And I'll see you next time.